Yo, 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 yo. What is up, man? It's your boy, Damn D, and we are back with another video, man. Make sure if you're new to the channel, hit that like button one time for the one time. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. There we go. Hit the like. And hit that subscribe button. Thank you kindly, thank you kindly, thank you kindly. All right, so today, I have not seen this video yet, but Macrellus, I always mispronounce his name. I'm trash with saying his name. But I want to see what he has to say because he called things down the line, right? He is a former football player. He used to work with ESPN, Fox Sports, so he used to work with the major corporations, but he no longer works with them. He's on YouTube doing his own thing, doing his own podcast. So he is in control of his own destiny right now. And I made a lot of videos. I made a lot of reaction videos about his takes on different subjects and things like that. And he normally calls things straight down the middle. But I have not heard what he said about Shannon, Sharpe, and Kwame Brown, but I'm very interested to see, you know, who he agrees with and who he disagrees with. So no further ado, let's see what he got to say.
Now, let me preface this by saying there's Shannon Sharpe in this conversation, Kwame Brown in this conversation, LeBron James in this conversation. Two of these guys I've met. One of them I used to work with. So I used to work with Shannon, got love for Shannon Sharpe. Kwame Brown, never met, but dude, I love his content because Kwame just gonna say it. Now, he gonna say some stuff that I disagree with too, but that's part of love, right? Like I love my wife, but I disagree with some stuff she said. And LeBron James is the GOAT in my eyes, best basketball player I've ever seen in terms of everything he does and gives on the court. And
I was with you until you said LeBron James is the GOAT. But you're entitled to your opinion, but
like LeBron James, obviously. But when it's coming down to telling the truth, sometimes you gotta pick sides, and let's have some fun with this one. All right, so among the most vitriolic of all LeBron James debates after he and his Lakers were swept, broomsticked, mollywopped by the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals is the feud between Fox Sports analyst and Pro Football Hall of Famer who used to drag me around the field when I played, Shannon Sharpe, a friend and obviously a supporter of LeBron. Good Lord, does he love LeBron. And Kwame Brown. First,
he loves him a little bit too much.
some respect on Kwame Brown. Now, I'm gonna say it again. First overall selection in the 2001 NBA draft. Good Lord, you know how good you gotta be to go number one? That part. All right, so they have been trading barbs back and forth since Brown criticized LeBron's play in game 4 of the series. Now, when it first started happening, I was just like, all right, normal content, normal. But then it started to erupt. So I was like, all right, let's get this out there. So there are a few videos. Maybe the safest way to do this is just let the videos go, and then I'll start explaining through the video. So there's a Shannon Sharpe video, there's a Kwame Brown video, and of course, you know Kwame, there's another Kwame Brown video.
And then there's another one, and then there's another one, and then there's another one, and another one, and then there's me, and then we're gonna make another one, and we're gonna make another one, and we're going to make another one.
Let those play.
I just don't know what's his end game here. You talking about what Kobe would have done? What would you have been done? What would you have done? You're number one overall pick.
Yep.
I don't get it because LeBron was in a no-win situation. People say, LeBron, why would you settle for a 3? Why would you shoot a step back this? He drives the ball. Jamal Murray does a great job of tying him up, and even as he holds onto the ball, he's trying to get the shot up. Aaron Gordon blocks it. Now you're saying, well, he should have pulled up. It's easy to say what you should have done after the fact of knowing what has happened.
Yep.
And he said, you're supposed to be great. Really, Kwame, of all the people, he should never ever question anybody's greatness. Because this is what we know. If there's a Mount Rushmore for busts in the NBA history, whether he's the first head to say.
Boy, those are some shots, man. Shannon was taking some shots.
Second head to third or the fourth, he's on Mount Rushmore of bust NBA players. There's no question. And then he's going to question the guy that, whether you say he's first, second, he's top 5 of the greatest players to ever play. I remember I heard him talk when Kobe scored 81. He's talking about he's sending damn good screens. Really?
Why you so mad, Shannon? God, yo, like the more I keep listening to this, the more crazier you sound, bro. Why you so mad about this, Shannon Sharpe?
Dude, you the number one pick in the draft, and you talk about you setting screens.
Yep.
Talk about the games that you played. Talk about the game when the shots you hit. Skip, look, I get Kobe and Mike were graceful. They were elegant. They were Baryshnikov.
Yep.
But it's just not true. They haven't hit more game winning shots than LeBron.
All right, let's skip through that because we heard all of that already, right?
I mean, you're a joke, really.
And now, since you don't want to act like a guest in this shit, and you want to invalidate me, you football playing dummy,
Nigga, it ain't no first downs in basketball, clown. How you gonna try to invalidate a man who was the #1 draft pick, boy? You wanna try to put some bass in your voice when you talking to me? When you on a panel with a nigga that buckled you down, boy?
All right, so we heard this before, right? We just gonna skip through this because we heard, you know, Kwame Brown. We are here to hear Marcellius outtake.
Okay, spicy words, spicy chicken sandwiches everywhere. All right, so Sharpe was quick to defend LeBron James against Kwame Brown's critique, saying Brown was in no place to make such claims because of his status as one of the biggest NBA draft busts of all time. Right. Woo! Whether Brown's arguments lose merit because of it is up for debate, and we're going to debate it. But it has been a significant point of contention between the two, and Shannon is also on record saying in the past, not this time, but in the past, that Brown can't be considered a failure. Let's stop.
Bingo! Bingo! Exactly. So how can one day Kwame Brown not be considered a failure, but then when he talks about somebody you like, he's on a Mount Rushmore of busts? Which one is it, Shannon? You got your panties in a bunch, huh? Boy, you feel some type of way when somebody talk about your boo thing, LeBron, boy. Woo-woo. You will fight for your man, ain't that right, girl?
Down, have some fun. One, where is this energy coming from that since he was a bust and a self-declared bust, that his opinion doesn't matter in basketball or in sports? You know why that's so dumb? Because Shannon literally talks every day for hours to somebody who didn't even play sports at a high level, who didn't even make it to the NBA, who ain't a bust because he wasn't even in the NBA. And we're going to give that guy more merit, I'm talking about Skip Bayless, than we're talking about Kwame Brown.
See? If you cannot acknowledge that, then you're just a pure hater. If you can't acknowledge what he just said, and what we've been saying, and what KB been saying, and what everybody that's in support of all of this, if you cannot acknowledge that, then you're just a pure hater, and your opinion is, I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Whether you think KB is a bust or whatever the case may be, cool. If you think he's trash, cool, fine and dandy. But one thing we do know that he was playing in the NBA. He played in the NBA for 13 years. But that person sitting across from Shannon Sharpe never played professional sports, let alone Shannon Sharpe never played basketball. So you got two non-basketball people talking about basketball.
Who is that ignorant to walk around here saying, yeah, I want to hear what Skip got to say on this? Oh, Kwame, shut up, you're a bust. Some of y'all. Ignorant. So ignorant that even Shannon agrees with you, except when he's arguing with Kwame Brown. When he's arguing with Kwame Brown, oh, you are a bust. But when he's not, the dude can't be considered a failure. Skip, well, he's like, hey, Skip, he can't be considered a failure. Skip. The dude was #1 overall pick. He still played in the NBA. He still has some meaningful minutes. So which way do you want it if you're Shannon? Do you want to say he's a bust? Or do you actually want to say, man, he ain't a failure. He's just a guy who it didn't work out for? Depends on when you're fighting him, I bet. That's when the truth comes out in this argument. All right, so let's keep going. Shannon and Kwame, they had the back and forth again after talking about LeBron's performances. And this is why I got to tell Kwame, dog, you're wrong on this one. LeBron averaged 28, 10, and 10, basically. 9.5, but 10 and 10.
Here we go with the, hey, finish the talk. But LeBron is not the GOAT. He's not the GOAT. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. But we'll listen.
In the series, almost a triple-double, but we know what happened. It came down to that last shot where LeBron was gonna make it, got double-teamed and get it off, and that just ignited this entire conversation and this argument. Okay, so Kwame was like, look, Richard Hamilton, he went there. Gilbert Arenas, Agent Zero was a monster. Would have gotten that shot off in that situation. Kobe Bryant would have gotten the shot off, and he's talking about LeBron like, you probably the best scorer in the game. You got all these points, but you were looking for a bailout, a foul call from the officials again. You can't say that you're great, you gotta do great things. That's where greatness lies. Interesting, because greatness to me does mean you do great things consistently, right? That's what greatness is. But consistently, not perfectly, right? LeBron's gonna have that moment. Dog, you know how many bad games Michael Jordan had in the playoffs? Like, there's games where Michael Jordan 3 for 14, Scottie Pippen go for 30. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he gonna defer and pass it off to Steve Kerr or Paxson. Oh, Jordan gets carried off the court. Like, nobody's perfect, even though they're great. It's just right now, everybody has an opinion, including myself. Therefore, that's why everyone gets torn apart. So then Shannon heard that, and Shannon's like, he went on the show and said, you're supposed to be great. Really? Kwame, of all...
Now, I think people are taking what KB said like out of context KB never said that LeBron is not great. But when you're talking about GOAT status, you do have to nitpick, right? In those moments, you got to show that you're great. The GOAT status. Not saying that he's not great. I don't think there's one player. Well, I won't say one player, but I don't think there's anybody that has a brain that watches basketball that can honestly say that LeBron James is not great. He is a great player. Now, whether you like him or whether you don't, that's your preference. But I think people took that quote and thought that he was saying that LeBron James is not great. No, he's saying that he is great, but when you're talking about Kobe, when you're talking about Jordan status, this is what separates them from everybody else. So since you're being, since people are putting you up there with Kobe and Kobe and Michael Jordan, then we got to go to their status and how they handled the situation. Even if you missed the shot, cool, but at least get the shot up. That's all. People are taking this quote and saying and making it seem like KB is saying that LeBron James is trash. He's not saying that LeBron James is trash. He's not saying that LeBron James is not great. He just said LeBron don't have a post move. LeBron doesn't have a spot on the floor to get the shot off. That's it. But I think people read into it a little bit too much, you know?
All the people, he should never, ever question anybody's greatness, because this is what we know. If there's a Mount Rushmore for busts in the NBA history, whether he's the first head, the second head, the third, or the fourth, he's on Mount Rushmore of bust NBA players. Now, we know that one thing that Kwame's gonna admit is I'm a bust. Whether he's being self-deprecating or he's just like, look, let me 8 Mile y'all. Let me be rabbit y'all. Basically, y'all not gonna take away something from me. I'm gonna give it to you. So here, I am a bust. What else you gonna say about me, right? Oh, I love that. Now, let's get to the last part of this and then let me start talking this trash. Kwame heard that, and then Kwame had to come back at him. He called him a football playing dummy. Hey, what'd you say about my sport? That's funny. And then he said, you call me emotional. You're gonna fight a whole team because of your love affair with LeBron James. You the reason John Morant probably carrying guns right now. John was like, oh shit, a big ass N-word in a grandmama sweater trying to fight his daddy and team. All right, enough of the name calling. You know this show ain't about that. This show is about learning and unlearning from some of the behaviors we see. And we love where sports intersects life. Let's talk about this feud. My thoughts on the feud is this. I give this one to nobody. This is actually a tie, because Kwame's wrong by measuring LeBron and his greatness by one play or by him just flopping. They all flop, they all miss shots, they all get caught up in a double team or trap and can't make those plays. But
see, people are, KB is not saying that LeBron James is not great. That's not what he's saying, and people are looking into that little quote a little bit too deep. He's not saying that LeBron James is not great. He even said LeBron James is great, but he just said, all he said was the elite scorers, the Jordans, the Kobes, they have something to go to in that moment. They have a spot on the floor where they want to go to. They have a set of moves that they can do to get the shot off. That's all that he's saying. You know, people are looking into that little quote where he said LeBron James is supposed to be great. Y'all looking too much in that, all right? Y'all looking way too hard on that little one comment right there, all right? But I can understand where y'all coming from, but I don't think that's what he's saying, right? Everybody knows that LeBron James is great, but when it comes to those moments, we have to nitpick, because you want to be GOAT status? Well then, we're going to treat you like a GOAT. We're going to analyze you like a GOAT. There we go. If you want to be GOAT status, we have to analyze you like a GOAT.
28, 10, and 10. Think LeBron did his job at 38 years old. I would say, okay, I wouldn't agree with you, Kwame, in that respect. But I will agree with Kwame in this respect. Dog, if you're gonna be great, be great. And Shannon, don't discount me, because I actually did this. And if you're gonna discount me, fine, go ahead. Just make sure you discount that dude across from you who you ain't got that smoke for. So I'm with Kwame in that one. That's why I'm like balanced. I'm not riding the fence. I'm like, Kwame, 1 point, Kwame loses 1 point. Now let's go to Shannon. Shannon, going at him, talking about you're a bust, and that's why, you shouldn't talk about greatness and winning. That's not right. Now, I know why Shannon's saying it, because he's a Hall of Famer. So when you up that high, you one of the 300 best football players ever, yeah, you kind of have an ego that says, I know what greatness looks like because I was great. So therefore, I can measure what greatness is. I can say who else can measure greatness because I have the credentials. But if you don't, I can question you and what you know about greatness. All I'm saying is, that's a point for Shannon. Here's where he loses his point. Okay, if that's true, then why are you talking to Skip all day and listening and actually responding and giving him credibility and respect? He ain't doing any of this, right? So that's why we know that that's not right as well. Shannon knows that in his heart of hearts. He knows, and my only shot at Kwame is the Mount Rushmore bus talk. But it just comes back to contradict you and contradict yourself when you're sitting there next to a guy who doesn't even play sports, who never plays sports, right? So we understand that. So in this one, it's really a tie, but it was good fodder. It was good fun. I do like it when the media turns on itself. Why? I just think we have an arrogance. I think we have a huge platform, huge responsibility, but a huge arrogance and ego where we just start talking about cats like they ain't real, like they ain't do it. I wish we talked about sports like we really talk about sports. He aight, he good, he's great, but nobody is like bust. Like, dog, he's number 1 overall pick and he didn't get kicked out the league his first year. Like, y'all really act like this dude is that sorry? Whatever, the expectations were here. His game was here. Okay, but bust is not a player's word. We didn't make up bust, but we certainly took it and we certainly appropriated it, and now we certainly run with it. Former players taking what the outsiders called us that we hated from hello, and now gonna take it and run with it. I don't like that part. Maybe that means Kwame does win this argument. I don't know. But I just wish we just talk sports like we really talk in life, instead of this whole propped up stuff just to win an argument and then lose the next argument because of the contradictions in your last argument. Y'all catch that. Craziness, love it. Hope y'all just keep doing this, because it ain't just the players out there playing and messing up. Sometimes it's us, the ones with the microphones, with the suits on, or the ones just hosting their own shows.
Salute, man. That was a great intake. That was a great intake. I pretty much agree everything what he said, except LeBron James is the GOAT comment. But that's his opinion. Salute to Marcellus. I can never say his name. Salute to Marcellus, man. Make sure y'all go check him out. Make sure y'all go check him out on his YouTube channel. He called it down the middle. And you know what? I can agree on what he said about Shannon Sharpe. You know what I mean? Shannon Sharpe is a Hall of Famer. So in Shannon Sharpe eyes, he's like, I'm one of the top elite, players in my craft, talking about another top elite player in another craft. I can see where he's coming from that. But just like the way that he came off on KB was just was insane, because you're saying that KB is not allowed, should not be allowed to talk about LeBron James because he's not a great player. Well, the person that you're sitting across never played. KB played in the league for 12, 13 years. Skip Bayless never played. So what you really saying? You just butthurt that KB spoke the truth on your boo thing. But anyway, man, y'all leave a comment down below. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Salute to everybody. And, at the end of the day, we just having fun over here. Don't take this stuff personal, but it is a teachable moment. It is a teachable moment. It's your boy Damn D signing out, y'all. Peace.